Autonomy versus shame and doubt is a psychological stage of development that occurs in early childhood, typically between the ages of 1 and 3 years old. During this stage, children begin to assert independence by making choices and learning new skills. If caregivers encourage exploration and allow children to try things on their own, they develop a sense of autonomy, which leads to confidence and self-control. However, if children are overly restricted, criticized, or not given opportunities to make decisions, they may develop shame and doubt, making them feel insecure about their abilities. This stage is crucial for building a child's sense of independence and self-esteem. Now let's look at the origin of this theory. The autonomy versus shame and doubt stage was introduced by psychologist Erik Erikson as part of his theory of psychosocial development. Erikson proposed that human development occurs in 8 stages, each involving a conflict that shapes personality and behaviour. This stage follows the trust versus mistrust stage, where infants learn whether their needs will be met by caregivers. According to Erikson, children need to develop a sense of control over their actions while receiving guidance from caregivers. Successfully resolving this stage leads to a healthy balance between independence and understanding limits. Now let's explore some examples of autonomy versus shame and doubt in everyday life. One example of autonomy versus shame and doubt is a toddler learning to dress themselves. If a caregiver patiently allows the child to try, even if they struggle, the child develops confidence in their abilities. However, if the caregiver constantly intervenes or criticizes mistakes, the child may feel ashamed and hesitant to try again. Another example is toilet training, where a child gains independence in managing personal hygiene. Encouragement fosters autonomy, while punishment for accidents can create feelings of shame. A third example is when a child insists on choosing their own food or toys. Allowing them to make small decisions helps them feel capable, while constantly making choices for them can lead to self-doubt. Now let's look at some strengths of this theory. One strength of Erikson's theory is that it highlights the importance of early childhood experiences in shaping self-confidence and independence. It emphasizes that children need a supportive environment to develop autonomy, which is essential for later stages of development. Another strength is that it provides insight for caregivers and educators, helping them understand how to encourage independence without making children feel ashamed. Additionally, the theory connects personal development to social interactions, showing how relationships with caregivers influence a child's ability to handle challenges. Now let's examine some criticisms of the theory. One criticism of Erikson's theory is that it does not account for individual differences in development. Some children naturally take longer to develop independence, but the theory suggests that failure to resolve this stage could lead to long-term insecurity. Another weakness is that it lacks scientific measurements, as autonomy and shame are difficult to quantify and study in controlled settings. Additionally, the theory assumes that development happens in clear stages, but in reality, children may experience autonomy and doubt at different times and in different ways. Despite these criticisms, Erikson's theory remains influential in understanding early childhood development.